This episode was brought to you by Scatter and Crypto Lions. The opinions expressed in this show are not the opinions of our sponsors. Hi everyone, this is Jenny. I'm also known as TopKpop, and this is EOS Very Cool. Today, I am here with Sean and Jimi from EMANATE. Hi guys, how are you?
Yeah, good. How are you?
I am wonderful. I am very excited about your dApp, and I would love to be able to share more about it because I know it's kind of been a little hush-hush in some places, and I know people are super excited once they get to hear about it. So you guys have a whole bunch of questions I gave in advance. We're actually just going to start going through them. So how about we start with if you guys could both introduce yourselves?
Yeah, no worries. So I'm Sean Gardner. I'm the CEO of EMANATE, and yeah, my background's in marketing, managing digital production teams, digital technology, and I've always been a passionate musician. So this project for me combines everything I love with everything I'm good at, and yeah, it's really the most exciting thing I've ever done. So that's me.
Awesome.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Jimmy, and yeah, my background's music. So producing, mixing, engineering, radio creation, curation, just everything. TV, film syncs in the US and Australia and Canada. And yeah, super passionate about music and super passionate to be able to work on EMANATE with the team.
Wonderful. You guys are straight into the point. How about introducing your dApp to everybody? I know that's what we're waiting for.
Yeah, so EMANATE is a collaboration platform and a monetization platform for musicians. We call it the audio exchange protocol because it's, you know, more than just a Spotify alternative and more than just a collaboration tool. It's something that is going to be opened up for the music industry and any kind of audio creative to use, to plug into different platforms to be able to consume audio and have the originators get paid in real time, have their payments get split. And so, yeah, in a nutshell, it's that. And there's a whole lot more to discover along the way, like decentralized governance, integration with studio, digital audio workstations, and a whole roadmap that we'll be delivering over the next couple of years.
And also, I think for artists and audio creatives, their point of view is creating more of their workflow and their audio creativity, breaking it down into smaller components, tracking digital assets like their audio files or whatever, and allowing people, as Sean said, to collaborate.
Depends who we're talking to at the time, right? So for the crypto audience, it's an audio exchange protocol built on the EOS software. For musicians, it's risk-free collaborations and instant monetization for up-and-coming artists.
Wonderful. I actually love that you broke it down that way because, yeah, some of the musicians are just going to be like, what's all this technical stuff?
Yeah, we have to. We have to. At the moment, most of our communications are for the blockchain world because that's the stage of development that we're at. But pretty soon we'll have kind of two parts to our website, one that talks to the musos and one that talks to the tech crowd.
Oh, that's fantastic. I will admit I've dealt with a lot of musicians in it was a competing blockchain, Steam, but it was always they were trying to collaborate and there really was no payment method where they could collaborate together or anything. So it is really cool that you guys are coming together with a software, I don't know why I said software, sorry, a dApp that will solve a lot of the issues I think people have. So how did you guys actually come up with this idea? Like, what was the whole basis behind it?
Yeah, like for years we had some ideas that were in this area well before we knew about smart contracts and really well before even Bitcoin existed. back then the ideas were slightly different. There was more about a kind of real-time audio marketplace. And then as we discovered smart contract technology last year and started getting into it, we realized it was time to revisit those ideas. And then kind of where it's gotten to now has been through the process of just typical kind of lean startup process where you find a product market fit, look at the problems that need to be solved in the industry. And we're really happy with where it's ended up. It's a clear gap in the market, and it's a relatively unique proposition still. So there's enough of the original vision in there that's almost like a decade old for it to still feel like that idea. But yeah, it's been shaped and molded along the way to fit what the world needs at the moment.
I think one of the interesting things that Sean and I sat together, Sean was spitballing some of the ideas because during a lunch discussion, I mean, we've been friends for 10 years, but have a lot of discussions about, you know, my professional experience over the last few years. And I'd sort of talk about my pains and then, you know, at this one, as the conversations evolved, Sean was like, well, you know, you could fix that with this. And I was just like, wow. And then, you know, he really opened my eyes to the problems that could be solved before I then went and explored and got a lot more involved. Because for me, you know, it wasn't really the technology background that I'm in, except for a few projects Sean and I have done in the past. But yeah, really from that point of view of the musician or the audio creative and having struggles and you know, really an unlevel playing field in the industry that this just seems to kick all the goals for. So it's so exciting for me and the team, I guess, to be involved in and deliver.
Wow, that's fantastic. And I actually was going to ask how you guys got together, but I mean, you've been friends for that long, and I love the different points of view because you, like you started off, you really will hit all the type of people that you really need to for this dApp, which is amazing. Now, you were talking about where you are at the moment. Where are you development-wise? And what are the next couple of timeline items that you know and the time frame for them?
Yeah, so we've got a demo ready now, which we showed in London at Blockchain Live on the Block One Village stand over there. We've sent it out to a couple more people for private viewings and showed it at a couple of meetups here. We'll be deploying it to the website next week so that people can have a play around. The demo runs on our own EOS testnet at the moment, but we will be deploying it to the mainnet. And it showcases the real-time payments, it showcases the split payments, and it showcases a bunch of the EMANATE official artists that we have on board at the moment. It's just a demo, so musicians can't upload their music to the platform just yet. But it does have a smart collaboration tool where they can share files over a Ricardian contract, and they can start using that for real if they like. And so, yeah, that's like next week. And then from there, we'll probably do one more deployment to the demo, which will be introducing the artist profile pages and introducing and deploying to mainnet. And then Q1 next year is when we'll deliver the alpha platform, which will enable anyone to upload their music, start earning EMANATE, start getting real-time payments. And yeah, the alpha platform is really just about experimenting with different aspects of the architecture, what will be slightly centralized for the sake of user experience, what can be fully decentralized, what we can do with IPFS versus what needs to be on our server and so forth. And yeah, we'll just keep kind of deploying out from there. And you know, the overall ethos is to be as decentralized as possible without sacrificing too much user experience, because at the end of the day, we're building a product for end users. So that's really important. Outside of the technology, we're starting to open up some tiers of our sale, and we're still getting private investment through, and yeah, just building community at the same time and moving everything forward, communicating with artists. So yeah, there's a lot going on all at once.
Wow, yeah, it sounds like it. I'm just curious. I know it wasn't on my list, but how many artists you kind of have signed on at the moment? You don't have to tell me who, just I'm curious.
Look, there's a lot of them are announced on our, if you go over to our Instagram or Facebook channels, a lot of them aren't listed mainly on the website just now. There's a few key partnering artists that we've got, like Goldilocks, who is a brilliant singer-songwriter, well, just audio artist. She's originally from Nova Scotia, but she's traveled the world. Like, she had major label deals in LA, UK, and now she's living in Paris, fully independent. She's a huge inspiration for us because of her story and her background, but I'll let the listeners or the viewers go and sort of sniff her out a little bit if you want to describe it that way. We've got Analog Soul. We've got Thomas Olsen, who's best known for his Tommy Trash project. IO, which is another electronic music artist out of LA. We've got Low 99. We've got Dave Winnell. Yeah, they're a handful. There's a lot more.
There are about 20, 25 on the initial list. So there's about 25 kind of artist ambassadors that are EMANATE official partners, and they are pretty top tier. So there's sort of meant to be a bit of a halo effect around the quality of music that will come from those guys. We've got around 200 artists that have signed up on our website to come and be a part of it from like day one. But we haven't pushed it very hard, and it's quite hard to push something that you can't actually create a profile for yet or anything. So, yeah, from an organic growth point of view, we've got our partnership with Vampa, which there's 450,000 artists on Vampa. They'll be given pretty much single-click access to come and start uploading music to EMANATE once we deploy the alpha platform next year. And to continue building that the sort of that body of official partnering artists, we'll start bringing on independent record labels who have 10 to 20 to 30 artists signed within the label, and we'll begin onboarding artists that way. So yeah, we're excited about bringing on more great music that's already popular, that already has a big following, as well as giving the community of artists a chance to upload their music and build their own following, earn revenue, and be added to playlists and so forth within the site to give them more visibility.
And I think an important thing to make is an important point to make is we're not disrupting the industry here. You'll see a lot of projects talking about taking away the middleman. We believe anyone in our ecosystem, in the EMANATE ecosystem, we open the doors to all, and anyone that creates value is welcome. So, labels, publishers, anyone that adds value, please come and all the incentives are aligned, is what I was trying to say.
Awesome. That's awesome. I mean, you guys answered my question and more, to be quite honest. And I just have to say, even though you say you weren't pushing it, that's pretty impressive for just even having the amount of people that wanted to be involved from the get-go. For me anyways, I think so.
We've got great friendships with I've been in the industry for 10 years. So, a lot of my friends have had crazy amounts of success, some not, and everyone's just willing to help. I think they see the vision on a fundamental level. And, I think what's important is that, even though the demo that we'll publish will be quite simple in its nature, what's super complex about it is all the inner workings of the blockchain in the background, right? Mm-hmm. So it's just thrilling to see that transfer of value so fast, and, having that protection over working with other people that you've never met, borderless. What's beautiful is actually one of our community members posted a video this morning. He's over in Africa, I believe. And it's, all he wants is access. He just wants, low level entry into an ecosystem of music where they can, contribute and add value and
collaborate.
Yeah, he went around and shared EMANATE and educated the studio community and filmed some of it, and just seeing some of that behind the scenes stuff, it really touched me personally. It's actually quite emotional, if I'm honest, because it shows you the scale. This isn't just about a commercial platform. This this has actually got potential to really affect people's lives on a fundamental level. And it's really inspiring and special.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. And I can only imagine how touching that would be, knowing that you're creating something that's already touching people all over the world, even without even coming out yet.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
that's pretty damn good, right?
Like everyone seems to be really resonating with this vision. So, and if you understand it and you understand, you know, the value in it, it's just, gee, it's kind of speechless for me anyway. Right? So.
The key is going to be to push that out to people that don't need to understand too much about blockchain and crypto to get involved. Like, I think there's around 10,000 artists already using the Tune platform, which probably some of the viewers know about. And I have a feeling there's around 10,000 people globally that would be considered like blockchain musicians. And I think those blockchain musicians will come across to the platform pretty smoothly. The challenge is to get the 450,000 from Vamper and get them easily onboarded and show them, you know, how easy it is to actually manage your funds on the platform, upload your music. And yeah, you know, there's people from the crypto community coming to our website and signing up from every single country in the world. So yeah, we're excited to see musicians from every country in the world coming to sign up once we launch.
Imagine all those world sounds.
Oh, amazing. It would be amazing. Absolutely. So now actually you guys were touching on the average user that's not too maybe familiar with blockchain. What would those people that you're envisioning need in order to use, sign up, interact with your dApp? Do the, you know, anything kind of basic that you could tell someone that's not too familiar with the EOS space at the moment?
Yeah, I think because we've got this 2-token economy planned, the secondary token that is used to actually transact value within the platform and to cash in and to cash out, that's basically traded internally. So it's just like a credit system that people are used to. If you go to like, you know, a stock photography site and buy some credits, or, you know, there's lots of different examples of it. So it's not like we have this one currency that's extremely volatile that people need to then move to an exchange and set up buy and sell orders and so forth. That's the level of complexity that we're trying to remove. So by having this internal exchange where people can just pay a fee, upload their music, make their earnings, cash it out, that makes it a whole lot simpler. And then, you know, in order to contribute further to the community, you will have to get your head around staking tokens. But what we're looking at to help manage that process is something like an EMANATE reps program, where people that know about crypto, that are passionate about music but don't necessarily make music, can actually earn rewards themselves just onboarding artists, helping them with their staking or even staking tokens on their behalf, so that the artists have got an option to be fully self-managed or to work with like an EMANATE rep who will make things smoother for them.
Ah, that's a good idea. That's a very good idea. Okay, that answered my question. And you were also talking about the one click through kind of sign up through that music website, correct? Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, so Vamper is a mobile app that we're partnered with, and it's essentially a social connection, professional and social connection community. So you just swipe left or right, listen to an artist's music, see what they want to collaborate on. It's like a Tinder type experience, but without the dating aspect. And yeah, we've got a joint venture signed with them, and the next phase of their app is for it to become like the LinkedIn for music. A lot of musicians don't use LinkedIn to manage their professional network. So that's the gap that Vamper are looking to fill. And we want to create a single sign-on type experience for those customers just to come to the platform, use their Vamper profile to sign on and start uploading music.
Awesome. Yeah. The easier you make it, the better. More people will come, right? So if you, sorry, say that again.
Download Vamper, yeah, on your phone.
Yeah, you gotta have it. It's like, download that now. It'll be easy when it all comes out.
Yeah.
Now, I know you have touched on, what's good for people in the music industry, but what would you say are maybe your top 3 major attraction points for your dApp for people currently in the music industry?
Trustless collaborations, instant payments, and an easier level of entry, less barriers, creative freedom. I mean, the list really goes on.
I think on that third point, like at the moment, if you want to release something, there's a bit of polish involved. Like if you want to put something on Spotify, it doesn't necessarily need to be an album, but most people will do, at least a single or a couple of tracks on an EP, get some cover art done, and that's without going into all sorts of other issues in regards to publishing and licensing and collaborators and so forth. With Emanate, we want the entry to be a little bit easier, so it doesn't have to be that polished track. You could just do a rough sketch in your bedroom and upload it to your followers and say, what do you guys think of this new sound I'm working on? And you would still get paid for those plays. So in that way, it's more like a YouTube or a SoundCloud, but with instant monetization and payment splits, collaborations in one currency that can be used anywhere in the world.
And I think I like the idea too of a less established or maybe even inspiring artists to come on, and maybe, as Sean said, they don't have the polished skills yet, but what they can do is contribute these ideas, break those ideas down into parts, and essentially someone that is inspired from some of their work can come and, engage in a smart collaboration, use their parts, republish it on Emanate. And suddenly this artist is getting something for their creativity. It's not just sitting on a hard drive somewhere gathering, digital dust. It's being put to use, and it's valuable, right? So that's exciting.
Oh, that's awesome. It did actually spur something. Sometimes these questions come off the top of my head if you don't have an answer. But for people that maybe want to just use it to, put up their rough work, see how people like it, etc., and maybe don't want to have others collaborate, is that something that they could just
it's up to you as the individual. Like if you don't want to put your ideas up for collaboration, you don't have to. I mean, and if you do, it's up to you what the percentage splits are on that piece. So it's no one's forcing anyone to do anything.
No, fair enough. I'm just like, questions come up. I don't know.
Yeah, we imagine like people using it for spoken word, for podcasts, and we anticipate a lot of people using it for things that are quite niche. So there might be a drummer out there who's a really, really passionate drummer, but maybe they don't have the social skills to actually be a part of a band, but they just want to upload their drumming for people to use. So Emanate would be a great platform for someone like that. There's plenty of people out there who can do some parts of the production mix, but not others. They might write really, really dope beats, but can't write a melody, or it might be someone that writes amazing melodies, but they can't actually engineer the track to a point where it's listenable. So the community will be there to come together and help those kind of people make music together. And we're sure that we'll see some real magic coming from it. And we've already started to see a bit of it from the remix comp that we just ran with an artist named Ralph. Which Jimmy can probably tell you a bit more about.
Yeah, so we hooked up with 2 record labels, 604 Records in Canada, which is, the largest independent label up that way, and also a smaller boutique label called Unison. They're based in Paris. I approached the guys and they suggested, as like a label partner, Unison that is specifically, and they suggested, well, we'd love to, so how about we announce and celebrate with this remix competition? And it was awesome. The track had, the competition had 170 participants. So much quality. It blew my mind. Like the top 11 entries, I just can't believe it, because some of them don't have any profile online. because I was convinced that these were, you know, short professionals, right? And when I interviewed them, which we will be releasing in the future and announcing everything officially, we just got to wait on a few things. I was like, so where, like, what have you been doing? And listening to their story and just being like, are you kidding me? Like, and that's one of the thrilling things too that I really want to be able to give to the world. Like, when we bring on official artists, we're not signing them exclusively or anything, right? We just want to kind of contribute to their success in any way we can. And if that's uncovering them under a, you know, a blanket or wherever they've been hiding, geez, that's such a level of success for us. But yeah, the competition was awesome. We'll be doing a lot more. So if you are a muso, just please keep an eye out, like jump on our Telegram or Facebook or social channels and just, yeah, keep your eyes open for upcoming stuff. But I kind of got a bit sidetracked there.
No, it's good. People love to hear about this stuff. So it's like the more you can share and you can tell your passion behind it all. So it's really awesome to hear.
You know, for me as a musician for the last 10 years, it's all been about me. And you know, I'm not proud to say it, but you know, it's hard. I've been through the motions, you know, and if I haven't seen it personally, whether it's you know, a tragedy or a triumph, or, you know, someone's getting ripped off or things didn't work out or things did work out, and it's, you know, the opposite end of the spectrum. I've seen it all. Or someone very close to me has, and it's time to make a difference. It's time to, you know, give back. Like, that's why I'm so thankful for being part of the team and, you know, having the friendships that we do within the team. And you know, this is really a chance. And as I said, just spotlighting the African community member, just showing what the potential could really be as it rolls out is that's where the passion lies, I think.
Oh, this is cool. This is really cool. So I actually have only one more question on my list at the moment, which is I know you've touched on it a little bit, but the EMANATE tokens, which are I believe your token for your dApp, right? What specific uses will that have kind of all across the board for your dApp?
Yeah, so the main token, the EMANATE token, which is being airdropped, which can be purchased, which we have a reserve aside for artists to earn freely from a community pool in the first year. That token, as the platform matures, will give you access to earning revenue on the platform, whether you're an artist, a label, someone making playlists, even someone supporting the network in some way. Maybe the EMANATE reps, like I mentioned, you'll need to hold that token, you'll need to stake it. That's a fixed supply token. And then the secondary token is really just internal on the platform. You don't need to know too much about it. It's just a stable accounting mechanism to move value around between artists and users, so that when people pay their fees, it gets converted into a token. When people cash out, that token gets burnt. We'll always treat it as being worth a cent on the platform. And there's a slight difference between the rate that it's bought at and the rate that it's sold at. And that difference is what pays the community members that are supporting the network, what pays, say, people that are creating playlists and so forth. And then everything else just goes to the artists.
Okay, fair enough. Awesome. I mean, you have it figured out, right? So.
Yeah. Oh, and governance as well. Sorry, with the EMANATE token, not just access, but also governance. So we're setting up a DAO or a DAC. So it's a decentralized governance system for EMANATE, which the community will get more and more power over time. So initially, we'll have quite a large say over what happens, so that we can ensure the platform launches with the vision that we have in mind. And yeah, as the community have more say, they'll be able to put proposals forward, vote on proposals, and support the network. So, you know, that's something that's really not happening at all within the music industry at the moment, and probably the most exciting thing about EMANATE.
Oh, that's awesome. That's cool. I didn't know you guys were going that route. So
Yeah,
that's really cool.
shout out to EOS DAPS, because those guys are helping us, and they've already built a lot of tools for managing a DAC, and we'll be able to go in and tweak that and reskin that and get it happening for EMANATE pretty easily.
shout out to all the block producers as well that have supported us, and the EOS community in general, and our whole community really. But we couldn't, this whole thing is community, and it's all about access, giving people access that haven't had it before. And yeah, just had to mention that.
No, absolutely, absolutely. That's awesome. Like, yeah. I don't have any questions left other than, is there anything I didn't touch on or that we didn't mention that you guys would like to share or talk about or anything? Because you do have the stage kind of.
Look, there's so much, like, I think we could probably talk for hours, but so we would just invite people to come to our Telegram or onto Reddit or whatever and just ask whatever you want. We're here to answer questions at the moment. We've spent so much time working on this that there's really not much that we can't answer. And yeah, let's just chat about it and make this thing bigger and better together. It's all about the community, and yeah, it's moving pretty quickly. So we think, the earlier that people come and get involved in the community, the more they're going to be able to get out of it. And yeah, it's an open invite. The community member that Fru was just talking about was like, can I make an EMANATE t-shirt? And I was like, of course you can. And he was like, can you send me a logo? I was like, of course you can. He was like, can I put my name on it? I was like, of course you can. So check out his video. He's got the EMANATE logo a bit like this one. He's got his name there, and it's awesome content coming from our community so early in the piece. So we're just excited to see more of that. So come one, come all, get involved.
Love it. Best message to end this off, I tell you. That's awesome. Well,
thanks, Jenny.
This was a pleasure.
Jenny from the blocks. Jenny from the. I almost left it out. Can you believe it?
You got it in at the end. I do love that song. I'm so surprised you're the very first person to actually mention that to me, because I used to hear that all the time when that song was out. But yeah.
Now it makes perfect sense.
Your tagline needs to be, don't be fooled by the blocks that I got.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. It'd be even better if I was like a block producer, because you could just write it down and make sense. Oh, that's good.
Not too late. We'll vote for you.
Yeah. Well, I'll put all your, I'll get you guys to send me all your links for your Telegram, Facebook, all that kind of stuff. So I'll put it in with the video. Yeah, to point to Sean. Sean will give it to me. Yeah. And otherwise, I mean, this was fabulous. I mean, I took a look on the website and read up about it and everything, but I learned a lot talking to you guys, and I know everyone watching this is going to, so I'm so excited about that. Like, this is definitely a dApp I've been watching since I learned about it a couple months ago. So yeah.
Thanks, Jane.
Thank you. Thanks for having us. Hey.
Yes, thank you so much for coming on. And yeah, I mean, we look forward to seeing what happens for sure.
All right. Thank you.
Wonderful. Bye, guys.
This episode was brought to you by Scatter and Crypto Lions.